Greetings to the crypto community. We are pseudo-anonymous. We are here to smash that like button. We believe this content needs to reach more people like you. We are watching. We are listening. Most importantly, we are liking and subscribing. We are pseudo-anonymous. Expect us.
I wait for someone to save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. Don't you think you wanna be more the best? If I back myself, I like it sooner than this. Don't you think you wanna be more the best? If I back myself, I like it sooner than this. Don't you wish I would've been someone else? I wanna feel your gap without making a mess at you. Oh, won't you tell me something new? I wanna tell you something new. I wish you all the best I can, and I stop myself for a while. I'm saying things I don't believe. The panic's rising up in you. Why won't you tell me something new? Don't you think you wanna be more the best? If I back myself, I like it sooner than this. Don't you think you wanna be more the best? If I back myself, I like it sooner than this. Don't you wish I would've been someone else? I wanna feel your gap without making a mess at you. Why won't you tell me something new? I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. Don't you think you wanna be more the best? If I back myself, I like it sooner than this. Don't you think you wanna be more the best? If I back myself, I like it sooner than this. Don't you wish I would've been someone else? I wanna feel your gap without making a mess at you. Why won't you tell me something new? Wish you all the best I can, then I stop myself for a while.
Damn, feeling lucky. How about most streets? Us two in these streets. Diamonds on my feet. Caught up in these talks. Circling my head top. Should've been more cautious. Now I got what I wanted. Many I've been here before. Made it out of 11 more. Like my phone CoinEx, so I can't stop. I want it all. Listen up, I'm calling you. I need you to tell the truth. Remember when you wanted to. Remember that I said was you. Got you at the perfect time. I was watching it then. You know what you're gonna do, but I can never be friends. Got me beating between the lines. Gonna get me so blind. You know what you wanna do, so I can never be friends. Matt and the men don't we kinda turn around, eat your greens. When you fight, but you do real clean. Then you come to the bed and you love real dirty. It's everybody sweater drops, you're real keen. Bring it, let me get your juiciest piece. Can't remember when I had the same please. The shops to the club never had no boundary. How's it gonna be? Wanna eat these centerpiece? Where we gonna go? You're gonna eat these calories. Giving me a treat to refill these batteries. Then you only them on your knees. There's no way to dream. Ooh, it's sneaking up on you. There's nothing you can do. There's things about the boo. sneaking up on you. There's nothing you can do. This thing's about to boom. I lose control when you do it like that. Ain't got you love when I go mad. Got you at the perfect time.
What does this button do? Is this mic live? Are you live? You're not moving. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead, please. Bring out your dead.
For those of you out there that hit that like button, I sure say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with ROTH. That would be me, by the way. In case you didn't know, in case you stumbled on this channel and said, what the hell did I stumble in on? It is the weekend and the crypto charts are hanging in there after that big old dump that we had on Friday. People are a little bit worried, a little bit concerned about bigger things going on in the bigger markets and how it's going to affect cryptos, and then kind of concerned that, well, why are the other ones starting to look kind of healthy and crypto's still kind of looking kind of creepy and not really doing much, and it kind of affects our moods if we're in this long term. And for one, I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling exhausted. I'm like, come on, crypto, dude. I thought I've been timing this thing really good for the past 2 years, and I'm like, what is this crap, crypto? Win Lambo, baby. When am I going to get my yacht in where Dubai? That just sounds like a crazy ass dream right now. So you got a lot of people out here drawing lines all over charts trying to figure out, where is it going, man? What's going on with it? It looks like it's up to something. I don't trust it. You can't predict what it's going to do. You don't know what's going to happen. It's all going to zero. You got everything, every little voice in the world out there saying, well, some of them saying naughty bad things about crypto. I gotta tell you, there is there's some good signs and there's some bad signs in the bigger time frames. Does that affect us now? Well, yeah, a little bit, but right now I think, for the drop that we had on Friday, I think we got a good chance to get some recovery out of this deal, and there's some areas I'm looking for and some things I need to see happen before I feel more convinced about that idea. But if we keep it for real on the bigger time frames, give me just a second. We got some nice action going on. So let's look at the good stuff going on right now, okay? The good stuff is this 360 moving average seems to be coming to our rescue yet once again. First from the big old drop that we had down in August, early August, that just freaked a lot of us out. It's freaking me out. I was like sweating bullets. I actually was. I like the idea of this. Look at this. Have we ever talked about this idea? From right back down here. Now this is the area where we're looking at, if we get a bigger drop, that we're hoping this will be the support that would hold us somewhere around 42 to 44. I'm not trying to go there right now, but right here at this wick that we had when we were going through all this, and at 48,000, let's draw a little line there. Don't want to color it yellow, we'll color it white, and then that's where we wick down to, right? I find that interesting. That could technically be your retest of support and resistance areas. And that may be all that she needs to kind of satisfy that little desire to roam around and test those, forbidden areas that she's not supposed to go to. Don't tell everybody about it. Just maybe your best friends what you did. The little tipsies, you know, those ideas. Yeah, did go back and visit a few old flames there, whatever, test a few of those areas. Now, we also got this idea that we've covered before on the channel. I'm going to make sure I get my angles right here. I like to line her up right there. I'm on the daily time frame. Bottom of that area, getting that little angle there. And right here at the bottom of this, I'm probably tying that up just a wee little bit right there. You got that wick on that. That looks pretty kind of decent to me. We'll just zoom in here a little bit. Now, we're keeping this angle. This angle is important. I think I'm one of the few people that talk about this, and I steal it proudly from Degen. What little that I can figure out what he's talking about, because that rabbit hole goes deep. But we'll take this angle, and one of the first places that we want to put it is, you know, right around these areas if we can. We'll try it right here on the tops. The top of, you see this little candle wiki wick. I like to go to candle bodies myself. So we can do that. And we get close up there. If we take it, let's cheat. Let's go to the candle wicks. We get close. We've got that idea for that top area. And you might argue that maybe we could put the channel up here. Well, you can argue different, whatever. Wherever you get the most touches is probably the best, so down here in this area. But we had a little channel idea. We broke out, retested, came back up, and then came back and retested that area. Now, on some charts, it actually touches this line, and on this particular chart at CoinEx, it doesn't. So there's a little option there. But that's also another level that we got going on for Bitcoin. Right in through this little wiggle room here. So we got that going in our favor. Let's pull this little guy up right below that little flag there, and that was a bull flag. Now, bull flags do not normally, they don't have the best results. They're about 57% chance, according to Thomas Bukowski, of breaking to the upside. For anybody that wanted to know that statistic, and that's coming from the source, the goat himself, not just some random YouTuber saying, well, it's going to do this, 68%. Everything's 68% of the chance. If you do your homework on this stuff, I mean, that the true percentages can actually help you make smarter decisions, and maybe you wouldn't be caught with your pants down. Well, that can happen to some tubers. So we got a channel idea here too. We're looking at Bitcoin, and we put our big boy pants here on the daily. That's just following from here to candle bodies and whatnot. Candle body touches, licks to candle body, whatever we got there. And this is pretty much the downward trend we've been in, and we're bouncing off the bottom of it like we normally would and should and could. Now, I had a concern because I'm looking at levels to levels about breaking this one, which was this last little dump down. I would have liked it better if we held it and didn't break through it at all, but hey, man. Like, had to squeeze out some of that leverage place in there and kind of clear out this. We're in a good place where we can get a bounce back. I'm trying to put it that way. Now, there's some certain signs that we got to look for just to see if that's going to happen. Otherwise, if we don't make it past those certain areas, then we're in danger of getting a rollover, which will take us to a lower low, or maybe back down to retest this low down here. Remember these areas down here we touched about? There's really not much of a reason to do that unless that old adage is true, and what gets wicked often gets candlesticked. But that doesn't always hold true. Another good thing that I can point out here on the daily for just a little bit of hopium, because this is scary times, and I'm just being real with what the charts are saying. These are the good things. There's some things. But what price? Let's take indicators. Let's take the majority of the indicators out of it. Action is saying. So from a swing low to a swing high, tell me where I need to buy, and here we go. We bounced off this little, you see this little, what's the color called? Cyan, kind of a bluish color. Well, if we're going to zoom in, let me tighten you up so you get right on it. Just get right on it. Put that line right on that top of it. And then you see, we came down to the 786 area right here. 52,405 is the number I got. We didn't actually go down to that particular number, but right there's These are little zones. Every line that is drawn, you have to look at. There's a zone. There's a puffy cloud on each side. But sometimes it will just nail it with Fibonacci. Sometimes it does, but don't get caught up on the little minutia details, the politics of it all. Just go with what the general rules are, and they will guide you nicely. A bounce off a 786 area is a good place to bounce for some more upside. That gives us some possibilities. That opens up that this may be our higher low. If this is our higher low, then we could expect possibly up to a higher high. Let's look at that idea for a moment. We need a little sunshine on these dark nights that we're in. So taking that this is now a 786 Fibonacci retracement. I'm giving away my fib secrets right now. Swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. That is the incantation. Don't steal it. We got to come up and test this 60,282 on this chart. We need to get above it if we want to make that higher high, or else we're in trouble rolling over right there. Now we could roll over before that, and that's what we're going to talk about. But if this is a bottom, if this is our new higher low from what we had over here, that's where we're headed to, 60,000. That's not bad. That's pretty cool. 54 to 60,000. Why, shoot, that is 10% on Bitcoin. And you know, most people out there trading Bitcoin aren't doing it on spot. I mean, the smart ones are, the really smart ones. The rest of us fools use leverage, and sometimes it hands our butts to us. Sometimes I've noticed, especially on these downturns and drawdown periods, man, you still paying on that interest, and I'm not really big on that. So I've got to start finessing a plan on that, because I'm starting to notice that's quite more going, you know, where your balance, it shows you how much you borrowed, right, with your little leverage play, like on Smart Margin, and you got this idea, you pay it back, and you got this idea, you know, got this number, and it updates, but it updates, and I'm like, really? I just put this much there, and now it's like it's gone. What's going on here? So steadily, the money's being siphoned off, and when you're in drawdown, that's not so cool. I got to work on a little bit better plan to counteract that idea. And the best thing that I've got so far is keep that money circulating, keep it a pumping. Don't be trying to ride it the roller coaster if you're doing leverage plays. They're draining you, baby. You just ain't seeing it. You're like, why am I making those big old gains? They draining you, honey. They sneaky, I'm telling you. You know who Jesus ran out of the temple, right? It was the money changers. I'm just saying. And as much as we talk about bad about banks and everything, centralized exchanges, I mean, they're not exactly, they're like a necessary evil, but we got decentralized exchanges, and they're starting to come more and more popular. And they're not trying to siphon it off every 5 minutes, or every hour, little fees and things. At least the ones I'm aware of. Maybe on leverage plays they got something, I don't know. But anyway, I'm digressing. And that's 60,000 could be the target. Now, a higher high that we would go to if we're going to do that. If this is a true bounce, I mean, this is the bullish possibilities that would probably take a week or two, or who knows how long this would take to play out. I mean, last time we had a big move up, we went from July 4th to it took about 3 weeks, to almost a whole month, just to make it up there. So I mean, this could take a while if this is what's going on. But one area to look for that higher high from here is going to be this area at 66,000. So I would like to give that little dose of hoping. The next magical target that we can look for, if we can get up past this 618 area, 60,200, 300 area. Will be about 68,000, and oh man, I'm kind of liking this top because my portfolio would start looking like it's not as drained and pitiful. But really, we need to make a higher high than this little guy over here, or at least right at it. And that's where, ladies and gentlemen, I got this little guy right here. That would be 70,000. Could it happen? It's in the cards based on the fib ratios that we got here, and I'm a big believer in fib ratios. And if you're not, and you keep watching me long enough, I think you'll be switching over to and say, "Hey, I think he's on with something with those fibs." It's like they know something we don't know, and they know it before, and we just kind of try to learn it all out. Right now, the 200 moving average is trying to throw some hints over here about 63,000, so I want to mark that little target there. That's an 886 fib, and that does fall into this this little play we got going on here. That's kind of the extent of it for, you know, a nice strong move. Now, getting up to these targets, I'm not saying we're just going to shoot up there and do that. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if we... okay. A hint at the bad news. If we can't get over these areas, which would take us down, I mean, we got to get up here to the magical area, and then we can bouncy bounce. And we might have to bounce a few times before we get up there, but then when we do it, we got more chances to hit these higher targets over time, and therefore it takes more weeks or more days to get there than shooting straight up. This area here is going to be a big headache between 57 and 60,000. I expect us to get chopped up a lot through there. We got chopped up a lot over there before, so all through here we'll probably get probably be some more choppy headache like we had over here if we were fortunate enough to go there. If we were fortunate enough this to be our higher low and we're bouncing off the bottom of the trend line, which I believe personally that we are. It would also lend some credence to the Wyckoff Spring idea that maybe we're ready to jump the creek and let's just go on, and this would be our last little final stage before we start to break out. That makes sense time-wise in the 4-year cycle if you do think about that. If you believe in the 4-year cycle, I think it's mandatory, or else I wouldn't be in Bitcoin if it wasn't for that 4-year cycle. That just that and the just the fundamentals of it all together, tokenomics of it and everything, scarcity of it, the adoption of it, that's just a no-brainer. And they're trying to distract you with every other coin known to man, and especially the meme coins. And I've been saying this for a long time, and I do believe that there is something behind that. There's probably a lot of fat people, fat wallet people out there wanting more Bitcoin, and the easiest way is to squeeze it out of you altcoiners. Don't mean to sound like a maxi, but what is the ultimate plan? What are they trying to get? They're trying to get Bitcoin. Or dollars. Smart ones are trying to get Bitcoin. So even some of them aren't really sold on the whole Bitcoin idea, and that's kind of interesting, I think, too. To be in crypto and not really appreciate what Bitcoin is. So anyway, going on to some other ideas here. Let's mark that little guy. We don't want him blue. Don't want you blue. You're purple, baby. Purple. There we go. 63. Now, these are great. Now, I'm just going to mark some areas that are on the table. This is the area that we need to watch, 60,000, if we are blessed enough to get up there. Now, this is on the daily time frames. And again, what's bullish on this one? The daily. What we got going on for the daily that's bullish for us? If I turn on my bigger moving averages, and I like this because this is the momentum overall. 800, 660, whatever it is, that's Lucy. 360 moving average, mystical number for 360 degrees full circle. Also all angles, usually have everything squared and cubed. We got 360 right there in our degrees. Thank you, Degen, for that little heads up. And well, just the ones I throw on there, you know, you'll get your own little flair. And if you're learning TA, you take little bits like you're at a buffet and build your little plate and you make it your own, baby. Why, shoot, you might even make your own little special Sunday dessert. It's a one-of-a-kind thing with all the little choices that they got. You do it. You make it what you want and what works for you, what tastes good for you. I'm just sharing that with the world. You can take it up bit by part. I don't care if you want to bite of my Sunday. I'll share. Why shucks, we all in this together trying to make some life-changing money. That's the people I want watching my show, the people that resonate with me and trying to do that and trying to actually change their lives, get out of this rat race and this corporate slavery that we're in, because when you look at it, well, that's really what we are. Just a bunch of corporate slaves to these corporate industrial complexes. The world's waking up to it. I like that. When I first heard the word woke, I thought that's what they were talking about. Oh, really? Are they really waking up to how the world really works? And then woke turned out to be something part of the nightmare. I don't know. It wasn't the same when I found out what that word actually meant. I'm like, but I thought you woke up. It just looked like a clown show, not my interpretation. I'm not trying to get political or anything. Still looking at Bitcoin. Okay, so we're not out of the woods yet. Now here we go. Now let's get a little bit more intimate here with Bitcoin, with some of these ideas. There's definitely some resistance that we are going to be facing very shortly because we got something going on here. 4-hour time frame. Looking at the local patterns that we've got here, local price structure. Now, one thing I do want to point out, which is interesting, we come back here to our candle bodies. We draw us a nice little trend line there. And we just connect the dots, man. We got a pattern here, which is a rising wedge. Now, they break to the downside, regardless of what you heard. But let me tell you, Thomas Bukowski says about 60% chance that they break to the downside. 60. Okay, so I don't know. To me, that kind of matters. 6 out of 10 chance, and most of the time they break to the downside. This one did. When they don't, oh baby, that 40% chance that they go to the upside. Whoo, love it. Also, do consider where price is coming in. If it's coming in from the top, and we start doing that, well, that makes this more of a continuation pattern to the downside. Hence for here. So it also matters which direction price is coming in for and what kind of pattern it is. This is a continuation pattern. I don't think these pattern gurus out here really talk about this stuff very much, so I just like to mention it when I'm doing something. In case you're new to the channel and you're trying to pick this stuff up and just add a few tools to your toolbox. That's my goal. All right, so this little guy has a measured move to it, and we just take it from right here. I mean, if you want to, you can go all the way down to the wicks, but I mean, this the general thing that seems to be the best way to do it. Just go from the trend lines right there. Put that, line it up where it breaks out, and that tells us where price can go. And gosh darn it, I'll be when we actually take a little precision in this and don't get somebody just moving things down wherever, and you know, you actually are precise about it, you get more precise results, is what I found. It seems to work for me. I mean, sometimes we come back and trend lines for whatever measure moves, and also especially fibs. And sometimes price just actually, you know, nails it for the chart that we're on. I mean, and the only thing that I can say that it is trying to go by the rules of the game and apply them as consistently as I can. And then I start seeing some better results than some other people that I see that just kind of willy-nilly do it, or maybe they don't have the conviction for pattern, or maybe they didn't really study it or read what Thomas Bukowski has to say. When I mention him a lot because his information is also free at thepatternSite.com. I keep a tab open, Bukowski's Pattern Site Index. It looks like this on the homepage. He actually wrote the book and the encyclopedia on pattern trading and chart patterns, and his website has everything he knows for free. Well, everything that he's published and shared with us for free, and that's cool. So, look, measured move from rising wedge comes down, and where did we drop down to? Oh my gosh, it came right to the same area. Is it magic, or am I just freaking fooling you? Tell me, what do you think in the chats? So, I mean, and if you apply these principles consistently, you start to see it. Oh my gosh, that did happen. Here's another idea. I mean, if you were just doing this idea, you weren't even paying attention to the whole wedgie pattern, right? It is looking at this channel idea, right? And we just do the same things. I'm basically wicks to wicks because we just want the... I used to be big on going from, I said wicks to wicks. I used to be big on going from the wicks and all that. But I found that paying more attention to the candle bodies seems to give me better results, especially on whatever particular chart I'm on. It'll all vary depending on what time frame that you're on, where these candle bodies open and close. But look at this. We'll take this measure move, we'll put it where it breaks out and see where it takes us. We put it there and look where it goes. Did it nail it perfectly? Well, it's hidden right there. We gotta put it right here. It takes us right down to the bottom of this trend line, and it didn't nail it perfectly because it came through. But remember, we got a little fuzzy zone, but it sure did do pretty good. That's not bad. It was suggesting coming down to 53,000, and when we went down to 52.4. But the bigger thing, and this is one thing that when it comes to some of the pattern traders I see, especially the smaller time frames, always looking on the immediate pattern. What's this little flag here, this little, and I'm like, but you forget where you came from. I mean, once you had this established, you're just waiting to see it all ride down and let's just watch it. There's no need. I mean, it bewilders me how you can, look at this and then make a prediction and maybe play, but even in mid trade or successive trades or whatever, you forget about what you saw. The bigger time frames, the bigger patterns will tell you, give you that's our roadmap, and then this is just us on the journey here. I mean, we can track this and everything too, but let's not forget, our destination plans, our itinerary plans that we made over here. Oh, we're supposed to stop over there. Oh, that's right. And then I see, even the people that see things like that ahead of time will get caught up in the smaller time frames, like the 1 minute and whatnot, because that happens a lot. They just go on this journey. I don't know where we're going. It looks like we're going down. No, we're going up. Oh, we can go to the moon now. You kind of forget you're not looking at the map, man. The map, the trade plan. What was the trade plan? Probably the short there. That would have been excellent. Look at that. If I didn't do it. So we're just looking at charts and how this stuff works. But that was a nice 14% move on just spot alone. Anyway, we're starting to look in smaller time frames and figure out, well, what's Bitcoin going to do? And I'm getting to that. Here's where we are. So this channel idea, now this line is also resistance. So here's what we're in danger of doing, is coming up to this area about 55,000. Remember that is going to be a recurring number on everything. I don't think, even when I had my, did we not mock it? I don't think I marked it. Swing high and swing low. Tell me where price needs to go. Or tell me where price, tell me where price needs to go. When we pull that swing high to swing low, it's also 55,460 is our 236 fib. When I pull a major fib, and I'll call that a major, making that, big high to swing low, for a big move that is a possible reversal, and that tells me that anything below this 236 fib is a possible accumulation zone. So price can go up there and get rejected. If it does, if it's really bullish in the market, then we're probably going to come down, find a higher low, and kind of work our way and get above it, and we'll go from there. If the market is bearish overall, and especially if we've been making consistently lower highs and lower lows so far, well, there is that bigger probability that if we roll over here, that maybe instead of catching down here, and maybe even if we do catch, we'd still end up coming down for a lower low, retesting these areas again around 48.50. We don't have those confirmations just yet. Right now, we are looking to see how we're going to do with this trend line and resistance in these Fibonacci areas. 55,000 is the main one that I've got my eye on right now, and that's just one way that I've got that target. There's another one that's saying, hey man, you need to look at 55,000 because that's something going on there. Now, one thing I like about being on this 4 hour, I can say is positive, is being above this 9 moving average. That's cool, that's healthy, that will help. We're on the weekend, baby. In the stage of this market, you got it when there's nothing going on the weekend, especially in the bear market, man. Where you're going on the weekend, there's crazy stuff going to happen. Probably there's no support there. There's drop. And you got it when there's no retail involved, and you got it when the OGs are here. When you get a little bit more of the retail starting to come in, you can see it a little bit. And maybe you hang even on the weekends. And that's basically what we've been doing. We're at the stage where we're hanging even on the weekends. There will be a stage in this market, and this is my favorite, and that's the one I can't wait to look for. And that's when the weekend trading is the fun part. That's when the money starts rolling in on the weekends, because they can get some special prices that the people playing this on the Monday through Friday game, that they just, I don't know, whatever keeps them from doing it, trading on the weekends. And when they come back in, they get the front run on these things. So we start seeing the retail and the weekend price action starting to be better than the trading during the week, and that's kind of wild. That's really toward the end of the game, by the way. So that's one indicator that, hey man, things are really good, and maybe I should be really paying myself now. We're not there yet, clearly, but we are at the stage where we're holding our ground fairly well. Not too bad. There's been last few weeks, there's been those big moves. They've been taking advantage of the volatility, so whale games maybe. But right now we're doing okay so far. But okay, so this line right here that we've got to mark, and this marks our accumulation zone. This whole area right here, in other words, when I say accumulation zone, I interpret that as being the same as a buy zone. And that's how I look at it. And a good place to put stop losses would be below this little wick that we came down to, which is the same thing as this measure move, and that is about 52,400, that area. But this is what I see for Bitcoin. We got a chance. This is a good chance to be. It's a good chance to be a higher low if we can just get past 55,500. 55. BR5419. We can just get past this little area. This little nice little wick is a nice place. Was it 55,600? Get up past that. 55,800 would be a good place. We'd just start printing some candles and getting up there. We might be on our merry way back to 60. It has a good chance to happen. Pattern wise, what you'd be seeing play out, which is also a great thing to notice about patterns, break back into this pattern, get back above that trend line. Bullish, baby! Ooh, I would expect a bigger move up to the top of that trend line and then probably out. The only bad thing that I've got to say about this idea is that Ichimoku Cloud wants to have nothing to do with it. She don't like it. She's bearish and she wants to stay bearish, and that's one of the negatives that I see. Now, I've outlined a lot of the bullish things I see, most of it on price action itself. Now, when I start bringing in some of the indicators for these bigger time frames, they're starting to look like they're a little pressed down, and they need a lot of love. And that love needs to start coming in now so that they don't get depressed and want to flip bearish on us. And keep in mind, it's the bigger ones that are really ruling the roost. And so when we come back to the bigger time frame, like the daily, where this little channel really doesn't matter, it really doesn't matter on the weekly either. All that matters now, this one still has some value there if you can follow it. But even though the major momentum, which is great, is still up and to the right, you still got, let me turn those bigger guys off. You still got a bearish flip of the 5 moving average strategy that I use here on the channel. And so we are officially in bearish territory. Now how this will spell out, in my personal opinion, and can also consider this, are we on a different chart? Yeah. It's going to be choppy, and we expect that out of September anyway, so we shouldn't be that surprised. But I think as far as our chances to come down to 48, I mean, we got a good chance not to. There's a good argument, there's a good case for us not to even come near that. And that's what I want to kind of talk about tonight, because we kind of need that idea. But there's also, I mean, we will know soon enough if we're in that, when we get past 55,000 500, 600, 800 would be good. When we start getting up there, then we can tell, okay, we're probably not going there. Until then, and we're just, you know, about $1,200 away from knowing, it's still on the table. Technically, it could still be on the table until we, you know, get past this guy. If you want to get all technical, or maybe even past. I mean, we can put a lot of rules and put a lot of measures and things to look for confirmations, but the biggest one will be getting past 55 first. If we can get past that one, we got a better chance. We still got some other obstacles in the way on up here to 60,300, but just getting past 55.5, that's the main one. If we can't get back to that one, 48,000 might come quicker than we want. Yay. But if we do get back to 48,000, with the way that it respected this little line here, that support resistance flip, and then some of these other ideas, I expect there to be a lot of buy orders there, ready just to snap up Bitcoin. Bitcoin, oh Bitcoin. So, leaning onto this and talking about that, well, we still did not. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. The bearish things that we probably want to again refer to are coming in mostly on the indicators. I mean, here on the weekly on the weekly market cipher that we all know and love, I mean, there's some bearish things going on here, man. Our momentum wave is starting to come down, contrary to what we're seeing on our moving averages. But I've got the much bigger moving averages on there, the overall move. The smaller ones, remember, they did crisscross on the daily. I think this is what we're seeing confidence of here. Stochastics are buried at the bottom. Now that's on our side. At least there's not still working their way down. They're down here where they can level out, and that's this little ribbon guy. These little ribbon guys I can't draw very well here, but it can flatten out, and price can still just plummet when these flatten out. Is when they start turning the other way that we start looking at those a little bit. So there's some bigger signs here, just even on this indicator, that, well, we're not out of the woods yet. Now, what I want to point out is that this indicator also does what I call a lot of red light, green light. So technically they're buy sell signals, but as long as money flow is still in the green, we're pretty much good. Okay, but when we start dipping red, that's when it starts getting scary. Now, I think we are starting to dip. We just started dipping red here on the daily. So that's a little bit of a concern, even though things are kind of looking like, oh, we're going up a little bit. Well, we're chopping for the rest of this month is what we're going to do, and probably half into the next month. And the reason for my video tonight is that it looks like as long as we keep respecting these things that we have been, and if we can do the 55,000, we might be able to withstand this chopping and get ready. But if we can't get over that 55,500, this is looking nasty. And then I have to come back to the monthly MACD, which is a warning signal. It could be an early warning sign. She flips over. So these lines cross, man. It ain't looking good. I don't care what, 4-year cycle be damned. I mean, the chart says what the chart says, and when that flips, that's a big thing. So I've got to pay attention to that versus my bias on 4-year cycle and Bitcoin and what should happen and what has happened, because the charts are not going to lie. We will lie in our interpretations if we don't, our biases will get the best of us, our emotions will get the best of us, but the chart's going to tell you exactly what the freak is going on with hints of what is to come. And here on the 2-week, it's already flipped bearish. And I just want to point out that, way back here in April and way back at the end of April is when she flipped bearish on the weekly. Had we paid more attention to that, or had I taken that more seriously, as I promised myself I would, well, I could be in a much better position right now and save myself all those many times that we dipped back down as it started playing out. So if that was that much fun on the weekly, can you imagine how much fun it's going to be if the 2-week actually gets going? And that's one of the concerns. People are looking at this also, that this could also be the top. And I think we've talked about that. If you actually draw a range, you know, we are at the top of a range. And if you put that with these areas down here, you find out that there's some confluence with these angles here as well. They kind of say, oh man, that could be a top. Where would she come down to? Because she came down quite a bit last time. And that can open the door to $38,000-$40,000 possibilities. So there is some legitimacy to that idea. It just doesn't mean that it's going to happen all at one time and all within a week period or anything like that. It could be a very slow burn up and down. Choppy chop just make you think, why am I over here? Why am I messing with this? And jumping around the charts like I'm famous for doing here, I'll come back and just bring back to the daily. And we look here at the Ichimoku cloud, because this is why I keep her in the background. We're below it, so we're bearish. And she just flip-flopping, a little speck of green, little speck of red, little speck of green, bigger speck of red. That's chop. So we're likely to chop around in this area. If we can get above 55, we can chop around between 55,000 and 60,000. I'll take that. You could work with that. You could work a range strategy with that. You can watch Bitcoin go sideways while Bitcoin dominance goes down, and then you might be able to get some action out of altcoins and get a little bit of recovery out of altcoins, which is why we're going to talk about Total 3 real quick now, and then we'll get into some altcoins. And my apologies, I'll be looking at Q&T. I also saw that POLS is doing good, and we've looked at that a few times by request here on the channel, so we'll probably drop that one in there too. See what else you guys want to. I'll be through with this stuff in a minute. Altcoins also in a downward channel. We're looking at Total 3, just a good representation of our altcoins in general, and to me, I think it helps me figure out things before they, gives me an idea, a general feeling for the market. And right now we're finding some support at the 618. If it'll hold, she did through that, so that's notable. That's a good sign. We like that. We need to see that. If it can continue this, there could be a possibility of nicer upside, believe it or not, that could possibly take us to $659 billion, possibly even up to $672 billion, which would make our altcoin bags very happy like they were back during the Bitcoin conference when we were leading up to there and thinking, oh, man, this is actually looking like it's starting to work. Woo! Look at my bags. Look at my altcoin bags. Yeah, and of course, those would be the times that you want to make sure you're paying yourself. Unless you want to wash, rinse, and repeat all the pain that you had since down here. But first, we got these areas to clear about 582 billion, which is around the areas we were back last month. Toward the end of August, before we decided just to dump again when we thought we're finally getting some relief. In those areas that were saying, hey, take profit. And, I preach that to myself too. And you preach all you want. It's how you execute that really tells you, how you're really doing. And I could be doing better on those take profits. I'm getting there. I haven't had to suffer as much on this drop, but she's not been that fun. All right, that's what I got for altcoins, a possible bounce, and what we got to do the same things. Let's get her lines drawn in the sand, man. She's right now at the point where she needs to clear or else roll over. We do not want to see her roll over here. Total 3. She's at the point right now. It's imperative that some money come into our altcoins this weekend to drive us up there. We're at 538 billion. We need to get above 543 billion. That's not that bad. We just need some whales to come in, start playing with our emotions here. All right, so now I'm going to take this little guy and move it, and take this little guy and move it. Line up better with this. This is our bigger pull, so my personal opinion would hold a little bit more weight. We've got a chance. Oh man, we really got to see it. So I expect to see something. This is on the daily. What you're looking like on the 4-hour. Oh man, Ichimoku Cloud has got no good news for me, but there's some hope for the other one. We need to see some money come in on this weekend. We do. We don't want this to happen, or we don't want this to happen. It could. Ichimoku Cloud is saying, you let me get a hold of that price, I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do to it. I'm gonna throw it down. And our trend line that we need to have for a breakout is, you know, it's also pointing toward this little guy right here. We could do it. Maybe Sunday. That would be tomorrow, right? Maybe Sunday evening, we might get a little pump up in anticipation for faking us out on Monday or something. Might see some stuff like that. Let's go ahead and get into some altcoins real quick. We'll take a look at QNT right off the bat here. Nice little pump. You needed that, QNT. Wow, man. You need to do more of that. Did our little pep talk help? I don't know. I've given you so many pep talks and they haven't done that good, but let's give you a little encouragement there. Nice. How about the 4-hour chart, QNT, and we had swing low to swing high. And that was from that one. That was from the first one. Back off. Let's get rid of that, guys. But now we got this guy. Okay, so I'm going to go with that. And I want to readjust my 618. Regardless of where I took my fibs or anything, we were bouncing off of the 618 area, so that's good. That's good. That's good. Not only that, on the 4-hour, if you want to look at the local pattern, which is a channel idea, I'm getting that out of the way. Breaking out of a trend line area there. That's coolio. How far will she go, road doggy? Let's take a little measured move or this. We'll take a couple little ideas here. We'll look at the channel idea and we'll also look at this being, you know, a little bit something else. If you want to go with strictly the channel idea, you definitely have one. I would just take the width of it, put right there, put it at the breakout, and that suggests $66.69. Now, if you're looking at this as some kind of wedge, which some people would start drawing at the first chance they got, and they would come up with something like this. And it is not the greatest, but you know, that's legit. But you could take a swing high to swing right here. Put that as your measure move, and she's a wee bit higher, closer to our little 618 we got. And then you can use my little cheat thing for Thomas Bukowski's measure move for following wedges. This was what I did. And then swing high to swing low. Go to the 618, pull straight down to that 0. Clear it off so you can see what's going on, then put that at the breakout, and then I'm just gonna get rid of this guy. It's in my way. And I'll put that up there as a Bukowski measure move, and we'll just see how this fares out. Now, when we do our Fibonacci swing high to swing low, tell me where prices got to go. 618 for this move right here is coming in right at that first measure move that we got. That was the channel. That was the first one was the channel. So just taking our measure moves alone, we got $66.60. We got 69.12 thereabouts, and 71.35 is just being some targets on the 4-hour. Now, if you wanted to zoom out where it really matters, because I mean, come on. If this is a bottom area, which it very well could be, let's kind of. Do we move something? I don't want to do anything. Move it back. Okay, we did. Chill out, mate. Chill out. Nobody's trying to take your ice cream away. Dang. She is at the 886, one of the deepest retracements. She's above it right now, but just barely. Pretty steep. Okay, so from that, $90 makes a great short-term time target. And then 116 and 137 all the way up to one. See how the fib, just look at that 618 from this high to our low that we got right here. In retrospect, it's like it knew that was the 618 long before we did. It knew this was the 618 before we did. And that crazy how this kind of, if you reverse engineer the or look backwards, yeah, you gotta reverse back test the fibs, man. It's like, wait a minute. It's like you knew this before it ever happened. It's crazy. The fibs are wild. It's like the blueprint is inside the seed, that idea with fibs, which they're tied to also. It gets crazy, y'all. That's God's math. He invented it. We just trying to figure it out and noticing it and apply it. But if it works for the Freemasons, or even the original stonemasons, it will work for you. $90 looks good to me. For QNT, for a little bit of a hopium. It's got to get up there. She's going to struggle, but she's got to get past that eventually. But that may be the main place that she starts bouncing back down from. Meaning that's going to be a good place for me to start taking some profit on QNT, because I'm tired of this one. It's done me in. For anything else that we might be having going on here, if you want to start looking at a little bit of the bigger picture, which I highly recommend. I recommend getting a little bit over to the daily and just trying to draw a few little trend lines there. And yeah, the more I look at it, that $66 area seems like she's going to be the one to kind of go with. Go candle bodies to candle bodies. I think it might spell it out just a little bit better time-wise. There we go. Here's what I see. Let's jump back into the chat, see what you guys are doing. I'm kind of got on a little ram point. I kind of talked a lot. Mr. Miles says he's not dead. I'm so glad. Even these dips would make me a bit bummed, but this one is different for me. Even after the severe price drop, Caspa's hash rate is still setting at highs. He's a big believer in the hash rate, and there's nothing wrong with that. They need to build out that ecosystem though, for real. Here's my reason why, is because I know it sounds good with the bigger miners, the miner companies, like I forgot the name of the one that's doing it, but some of them turn into hash, to mine Caspa. Well, they're gonna dump that. Yeah, that's Caspa going to keep their lights on. Who's going to keep the people buying Caspa? They're going to dump. So that's the first thing that we got to, kind of keep in mind, because if that's all they're going to do, they have no conviction for Caspa other than it. Hey man, I can make more profit with Caspa dumping on everybody than I can dumping Bitcoin. That's the chart. Does not look healthy. It looks like there is a lot of pressure. I mean, it's curving over, and I think that's what the effect is. So, I kind of wonder. I mean, she can hold these levels, but man, I think the miners that aren't really convicted with the bigger mining companies, they might stifle Cap's performance a little bit, is what I'm trying to say. That should be something to look for. That's my take on it. It doesn't have to be the right take, doesn't have to be how it works or anything, but that's just what I see. They can affect it. But otherwise, I like it. We will take a look at it. Strega says I was buffering pretty bad. Really? Am I, oh, I'm not hooked up there. The Matrix is attaching to Road Dogg. Oh no, we got something going on. I'm not aware of it. And I'm probably way behind in the chat, so I'm going to fast forward. I guess we're okay. Looks like a stream was, wow, really crazy. Wow, I have to see what it does in playback. Low quality, but at least it's not choppy now. My stream health says that it's, well, right now it says it's healthy, so maybe it got through it. Justin Crypto, can you chat Caspa and Bello? Sure can. Trigger says, I can't let it go. I got a nice leather panty pack with your name. Oh, Strike. It's funny. Hey, Good Brown Gravy's here. How's it going? All right, so Mr. Miles says 5 more minutes, so he looks at the chat. Now, you know me so well, Mr. Miles. Okay, my 10-minute prediction is going to 15 minutes. Oh, maybe you don't know this one. 52 minutes into the stream, Rodis says, I'm sorry, man. The face filter looks like you're about to cry. That's what I think too. It makes me look sad. I look like a sad Nicolas Cage. But I think my other one, I like my other one, but I think it freaks people out, man. So I have flirted with well, this one. She's a little red. This one, I think, makes me look like Linda Carter, like Wonder Woman. Or, what was that Dr. Seuss movie? With the little guys with the nose? So, I don't know. This... When I see my face on this one, I see Linda Carter. I don't know why. I look nothing like her. Maybe it's the hair. I don't know. It looks a little effeminate. I mean... That's a foul! Stop it! There's the mean bug. Well, this one's a little bit... this is the normal filter, if I'm going to have a filter. We're not doing this right. Oh, you're in the wrong dang thing anyway. Time to make the donuts. Look, we're in triplicate. This is a Christmas song, isn't it? Yeah, wait. Sam says, stream looks good to me. Kiss was before Sam's time. Are you seeing that? I've seen two analysts say Bitcoin should reverse 911 to 912. Am I seeing that? Oh, that's a good question, Slim. I like that. Let us see if there's anything time-wise. Haven't done this in a while. This looks like a chart that I haven't mucked up too mad. Other than some fibs. Let's see. We're doing a little predicting here, a little cursory kind of time play. Where are ya? Where are ya? Oh crap, that's on my birthday. Well, I'm partial to that one just because. Did we V you out? I think we did. That was the fun. You don't know nothing. Did that be? Yeah, I'm trying to draw a line there. Yeah, there we go. I guess that works. Let me play with a few little things here and see what we can Well, they're probably talking about when we have these Fed things, but when I do my time retracement with the fibs, it is nailing the dates of that. That day, September 11th, 12th. It's not Friday. Oh, there's Friday the 13th. What's coming out on Friday the 13th? Michigan Consumer Sentiment. We don't need that. PPI comes out on the 12th, and all the inflation rates come in on the 12th or 11th, right? So, and what was it? Here I am doing all this woo-woo stuff, and that's probably not where they were coming from. Is this not the right chat? Oh man, I still got something going on here. There we go. That's not as crazy now. I think this did a number on me here. All right. So we've seen two analysts say Bitcoin should reverse 911, 912. Am I seeing that? Well, I wasn't paying attention to the Fed dates, but those are the Fed dates, so that might be where they're getting it. There also, curiously, is a fib time thing here that we got going on. All those dates nails it, so I can't. Can I pull you up, man? If I get this thing off, so we can. What did you just do? What? You broke it again? Oh, there we go. I'm getting something right around the 21st and the 24th in this window for something to happen, something that could go on. Will my circles work? If I can do a circle, that would be awesome. It doesn't work good on TradingView with these circles, but I like to use the circles. It's tricky as F. I don't think I'm getting anywhere with that. I would expect to see something, according to squaring price and time theory, this is more this Gann stuff that's kind of cool. At the tangent line of this circle, we can start to expect something, and now we're starting to get this green candle happening. So this should be the end of this mess, hopefully. This is just one little theory to play around with. And it's hard to do in TradingView because this circle, if you move this chart at all, oops, like if it screws everything up. So I don't trust this as well, but I've played around with this idea, and it's been very interesting. Gann believed that you could square price with time. He actually proved that he could do it a lot of times, and if you can do that, then you can pinpoint a time and a price and a date, and that's impressive as hell. But he could do it. And so when I come across information, when he talks about little things that lean toward that I can actually wrap my head around, I try to do so. There's a lot that I can't wrap my hand around because I don't know. The dude was, if you're looking to him, he was the most awesome analyst and trader ever, in my personal opinion. So as far as times, that's probably what they're talking about now. As far, I was doing angles. I didn't screw the angles up, did I? I think we're still in the same angles, right? Yeah, I believe we are. And they're expecting to bounce then, right? TA wise, this is just all speculative here, but if I had to guess at anything, I would guess that we would be at one of these two price points on those dates, either 55.3 or 69.7, and that's not very helpful. Why is 55.3 came up there, man? What? That's what we need now. We don't need that then. Maybe we. Oh, that would be cool if we could break out and then we could just. We talked about might be range in there. I'd be cool with that idea. All right, this is just all speculative stuff. The biggest thing we got to keep in mind on is that we are making a higher low. If that's solid, then we're on the right track that we can come up and make a higher high at some point, anywhere above 65,000. In order for that to happen, we have to get behind this recurring theme that comes up. About 55,500 is what I'm going with. I get some variations. Until we get past that idea, we are in danger of possibly, whatever the market happens, I don't know, something could happen in the regular market and affect crypto, but we're in danger of rolling over. And the Ichimoku Cloud kind of likes that idea, so that's kind of weird for me. Did we look at Caspa? I don't think we looked at Caspa. I forgot to take a look at Caspa. Did we take a look at Caspa? I can't remember. She's in my buy zone. And look at this messy chart. Should we, you move that one, let's erase it. Let's clear off a bunch of these. I fib out a lot, baby. So 14.9, we lost that. Or is that where we're at now? That's where we're at now, too. We get some of these guys moved out of the way. So she came down to our 618. I can't remember if that was there before or after, but that was just doing swing low to swing high. Tell me where oh, that's not you? What the hell are you? Oh, they ain't. That's gotta be it. It's based on however I pulled it. Give it to me. Give it to me. Let go. So this low to high, tell me where I need to buy, and that was one of the areas. She'd come down to 786 and then bounce back and come back to 618. I think that's where I've got this yellow line from that is yellow. However, that's from old news, and that's true. The bigger thing makes this easier. You don't have to get on all the other little details. That's the most simple way to pull your fibs and get the main areas to look for, and these were them. Which she nailed both of them, by golly, the 786 and the 618. So you can't tell me if something's not in the fibs. This high to low gives us an area where we get rejection, more than likely a 618 on that one too, because this is just how the fibs work. And once you kind of start seeing this, it's like, hey man, there's a pattern here. Price usually goes to these certain areas routinely doing certain things. And sometimes when it hurts certain areas, sometimes it routinely does this. And sometimes if it goes to this one, and sometimes it routinely does this, and it's a different thing. These are some insights that Fibonacci will give you, and I highly recommend that you delve into fibs if you're not there. I had a mentor that would say that divergence was the closest thing that we had to a crystal ball, which I agree with. Divergence is cool. I would say the next closest thing is Fibonacci, and I didn't learn it from him. I see a lot of people using it. I don't see a lot of people don't explain their thought processes behind it, and some of it ties to Elliott wave theory, which is not what I'm doing. I'm sure there's lots of overlap, but that's not my thing, you think. So we did that. We found our resistance at the 618, and then we pulled from swing high to swing low. Tell me where we're going to go, and by golly, we're right back here in 618 territory. That's beautiful, man. Beautiful. Where does it tell me we can go? We can keep on fibbing out if you want to and get some crazy little targets here, and I'm going to say right up here. We got a chance to go here. But why? This is getting tedious into the fibs. This is good when you don't have previous price history, but if you got previous high, if we're in price discovery, these are techniques I'll use. If you got previous price history, well, the easiest thing to do is just go back to where you came from. Swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. Line up. Did I just put that line up? I think I just put this line up right here, which is right at the 786. But the easy is 618 and 786. Keep it simple. That's all you need to know. I know it looks fancy when I start getting into the more details, and then that comes in handy, but I don't really you know, if I can zoom out, that tells me what I need to know a lot easier than me have to do all these other extra little steps. So zooming out is cool. That was it. That's where that come from, right? Yep, it is. So my target is the same as what it would be over here if I pulled from the initial. These two. They have magic. All right, so this is. What did we learn from this? I haven't even. What did we learn from this? What is this line that's in my way? Is this anything helpful? Is that just? You're not even supposed to be there, dude. All right, so in a channel idea, basically with Casper, we've got some wicks down here. Can we move that down? That makes sense too. I kind of like it when she's down. Oh, it actually does work pretty good with right here. Yeah, I like that better. Give her a little breathing room and take the majority of this channel. So we're in a channel, right? And we can keep coming to the bottom of it. And I'm just saying, it can happen. I'm not trying to do that. And I don't know, it may take it a while before I don't know, but I mean, just at the bottom of the trend line again, where right under where price is 13.3. I don't think we'll see it. I would like to see it. I'd like to buy some more Casper there, but it doesn't mean we're in a good buy zone in my personal opinion, and that's what I've been doing. I've been soaking up some Casper. Now we're not out of the woods yet, and it seems like are you looking better? Right now we're above the 9 moving average on the 4 hour. That's cool. Here's what I'm going. Okay, this is the one to be a little concerned about. Is the daily chart being under the 200 moving average? We haven't reclaimed that. We could. There's enough momentum up here that we could still just bounce back above it. I would like to see that happen. We need that to happen. We don't even have to touch this trend line to get a good bounce. I mean, we wicked off of it here before. We make a higher, we bounce off the 618. That's cool. But we can come back and touch it. If we don't, I think that's good. If we do, well, that's cool. Anyway, we should be coming up. But there may be some more down before that. I don't want to see that myself. I don't think we have to see that. We've got a good chance for us to recover it now and at least try to come back up to 16, almost 17 cents. So we've got that going on. And when we're in a channel like this, we should just bounce off. We keep bouncing until we don't at some point. We are starting to flirt with the idea of not bouncing anymore, though. I'm just throwing that out there. We got clearly we have 3 humps, and after we get 3 humps, we usually get a dump. I'm just saying. Some people will call this a head and shoulders. I will call them uneducated, not really. But it doesn't matter because it could still play out that way, but they would miss the bigger ideas behind it. I don't know. That's just me ranting about some stuff. So now let's go down to the 4 hour. And she needs some help, man. Casper, you need some help, baby. So we'll just pull a fib, swing high, swing low. Oh, good. We're above the 236. That's promising. Can we get past 15.4? Can we make that back up? If so, then we can start heading back to 16.3 and see what happens there. We're probably going to have some problems there again. Let's take a look at Velo. That's interesting. Where was this trend line? What's this trend line? Let me clear this off. This is what I gotta see. And I don't know what all this crap is. Let's zoom out. Oh, yeah. Zoom out. Is that where you come from? So touch there, that makes up my line, and then it also touches really good right here, really good. And then she doesn't quite touch it here, which I take as a bullish sign unless we're just still working our way down there. Either way. Ichimoku Cloud, if this was green, if that's a little sliver of green, I'd be saying, oh, we're ready, but it's not, it's red, and we're not ready. So, shorter term time frame. She needs to get above 7.5 cents, and if she can do that, I'd be looking at 9.1 cent. On the daily time frame here. It does suggest that 11.8 is or higher. Oh, really? Yeah. My moving averages is flirting with the point with my fibs up here, and I got 12.2 cents. Being a nice moon target for that could actually happen. If that happens from where we are up to there, that's about a 70% gain. On the big picture of things, that's a pretty good target and can probably actually go up above it. Zooming out tells me about 13.4. She needs to come up there and get rejected there a couple of times because she hasn't yet, except for back here, so she probably will. It's once or twice, so that makes a good longer term target, and that's a good percentage. I don't know, she could come up just right to it and roll over and not hit it, so you might get frustrated with some of those orders. That's why it's good to layer out when you do that, but that would be up to 85% gains to meet that level from where we are right now. 4 hour time frame, you are under the 200 with the threat of a death cross coming. Oh no, it's a death cross. So what does that mean? I mean, she could come up and get rejected and come down, and may come back down to 6.4 again, play around before getting her bounce up, or that may not mean a thing. She may just say, well, screw you, man, I'm going on my way. She is at a nice little possible bouncy area again. We did fib that out, right? How's that looking down here? All right, well, yeah, let's put this one low to high up there. It is saying maybe she could roll over. If she does roll over, 6.5 cents is what I'm looking for. She might be setting up for a rollover, so you never know. That's why you want to pay yourself when you can. And rolling over at 7.4. Could see these ideas. Could see her come up to this area. Because it looks like she wants to do short term is come up, and then we get her death cross, and she blisters her down to 6.5. So, could be looking at that. I lost me chats. It is, this string has been going for a while. There's me chats. Mr. Miles says, okay, so my 10-minute prediction has gone to 50. Oh, we're away from that. Wrong bellow, bro. Am I? Oh, really? Bellow on XLM. Okay, I will look for that. No coin in history has had a climbing hash rate with declining price except for Bitcoin, says Mr. Mouse. It's a big, big deal. It is true. But I still want to see what the miners are going to do. The miners like to sell that Bitcoin back in the day too. Piss us off. So it's not Velodrome Finance, and that's the one I've always been looking for Vela. If it's on another chain, my only choice is to go over. Hey, I just want to mention this since I have to use deck screen. Sometimes we look at Floki SafeMoon. Usually when Floki Toshi comes in the stream, he usually comes in when they're having good days and stuff, and so we'll throw it up here. She's bouncing. I was thinking about jumping in on that. This is on the daily chart too, but with a new phone, I haven't got that wallet all hooked back up that I trade on that. But that looks interesting for the Degens that like to buy the bottoms like I do, and just still around the bottom area. It might come down a little bit and make some gains. It can do some stuff. Just throwing it out there, because it doesn't give me a percentage. You can get some X's out of that. So okay, so we're looking for Velo, and I don't know if it's even going to show up here. On you said on XLM? I thought maybe they might have something over here. You'd have to tell me where it's at, bro. If I can't find it easy on TradingView, and then I don't know where to find it, I don't really mess with it. That's the only Velo I'm aware of. Let's go with KuCoin. Wait, is that the difference? Is that 17 cents? Oh, it is. It's Velodrome Finance, and then we got Velo. Are they not the same? They're not the same. Okay, I got you. I think we're on track now. All right, so here we are, Velo. We've already got it charted anyway. Let's zoom out and see what we got. All right, cool. She's having... Oh, okay, I remember this one. It takes me a minute, but if we can find it, we'll get back to it. What was this, a short setup? I was looking for a short setup, and then I don't know what this is. This is a good place to look at setting the short about 2 cents. Is that what we got? So double bottom, and looks like she flagged out above it. That would be considered a retest, and then off to the races. So in a little bit of a chance, makes it this trend line. She's holding that trend line. As long as she's holding that trend line, she's good. I expect 20 cents. Let's pull a fib. Yep, right on it. I would expect some rejection there, and then a pullback. Should we do a price prediction? Do we want to do a prediction? So you want to see what Road Dog thinks it's going to do?
For those that have been hitting that like button, I'm so thank you very much.
Let's do it. Let's predict this little... My prediction for Velo is that price will most likely continue in its current trend with this trend line. If it doesn't, all bets are off. Am I understood? To 20 cents is where I think it will go. She will continue up slowly, having some trouble here at 18.2. That will be a point that she will struggle greatly with. Between 18.2 and 19 cents. Mark my words, it's gonna happen. She will struggle dearly there, but eventually she can break out. Make it up to 20 cents. From there, ladies and gentlemen, from there it starts getting interesting. This is when you need to say, I need to get paid. And then look for that trend line to break. And when she does, remember Road Dog told you, she's been paying yourself. I'm just saying. From there, ladies and gentlemen, I predict that after we reach that 18 cent and that 20 cent area, that we will be coming right back here to 0.012 cents. Most likely that will be where we find our support. We will also be testing this area at 0.013 cents. So my prediction, if I had to spell it out for you, looks a little something like this on the daily time frame. Ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs all around. A little wiggy woggy 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 here, and then down we start to come. Something along the lines of this. And for me, if you're just jumping in now, that would be making 20% gains. But if you plan and can stomach making the short, and there could be a short there, they can give you 40% gains, 40% drop possible on Velo. After she gets to 22 cents. It's not 20 cents, that's 2 cents, my bad, 2 cents. That's my take. Mr. Miles says, I don't mind the miners dumping their bags. It helps decentralize it even further. That it does, but it sucks when, you know, price don't go nowhere for a while. They can dump an hour later, eventually everyone plans to sell. Well, that's a good way to look at it, Mr. Miles. It shows your conviction for Caspa, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. I've got conviction for Caspa too. Trying to figure out if I'm spinning my wheels with my tactics right now. Trying to make sure that we can get a juicy price without putting me at too much risk. Trying to build that bag up. It's been slow going. Justin Crypto says $1 Velo. Samuel says popcorn. All right, guys, that's what I got to... Oh, I want to look at polls. P-O-L-S. We've looked at it before, and I can't remember what we said about it. But clearly it wasn't this one, but she had a nice day, or maybe it was yesterday. It's at 36 cents now. Went up to 52 cents. Where's our charts? POLS. Polka Starter. I think Grimmer asked for this. Yeah, no, this isn't our. That's not it. I bet I did it on. Are you on CoinEx? Yeah, here we go. There's our charts on it over on CoinEx. And I know when she's down here at the bottoms and making a lower low, and you look at it and like. And I remember saying, man, you got to have conviction. You got to have conviction to buy down here because you don't know, and it could last a long time. And it looked like a good one. I mean, if you got the conviction, she had some signs here that this could be an area where she bounces, and she bounced, baby. She bounced up more than what I expected. Well, not more than, I mean, I would expect 35 cents to be, her limits. Kind of where she's at right now. She's come back there. Is she retesting it or is she going to lose it? That's the question. We need to get to a smaller time frame. We can see a little bit more noise here. Oh, that's cool. It doesn't make as much sense here, though. We need to get these live. So what I expect to see, we got rejected here. Now we're in a rangy thing. If we can get support there, then we can start working our way to come up to 62 cents on Polka Starters. So whoever is in this, I'm not in it, but congratulations because, well... He nailed 2 targets. And I think there is a clip out there somewhere where it's like, well, you take it to here, it's 53% gains. You get it up here, you dang near got a moon bag, and it actually gave you a moon bag and 10%. So pretty cool. And I think Grimmer is in on this, and whoever else might be in on it. Right now in the 4 hours, she's still holding that 9 moving average. Might she keep it? That would be cool. She might have some more upside there. That'd mean busting up of this range. Polka Starter. The other one I want to take a look at was Sui. Sui is doing very sweet. She's up at 91 cents. She was giving us a little bit of a scare, dropping down to 7 and 9, but then she made a nice little recovery. If I had to guess about where Sui will be headed, Sui low to Sui high to Sui low. That magic number would be 93. Yes, baby, you go there. You go to that 93 cents. You do it, girl. Make daddy happy. Give me some of that sweet money. I got my orders set. I'm just taking profits on altcoins right now. It's the only thing I'm doing. Not really buying. I'm taking profits as they start moving the ups. 93 to 91 cents on the Sui. From where we were talking about it right down here, ladies and gentlemen, remember? Oh, that would have gave you 14 up to a whole 21% gains. Getting you ever closer to that Lambo, that Matchbox Lambo. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to call it a night. We'll be back tomorrow on Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. I'll be going to church to see the Lord. I believe in the Lord. Try to be the good family model that I need to be for my little girls and even for my wives. The big thesis we're looking for is trying to recover past 55,500 just for Bitcoin. If we can do that, things will start looking a lot more promising. If we can't do that, I would say by Tuesday, well, if we see a rejection at that point at any time, then we might be headed a little lower. We'll have to look at it at that point. But if we get past it, it's looking more impressive. And that this might be, for those Wyckoff boys, we might have put our spring in over here, and we might be making our lower high and going for that higher high. So it's a mixed bag. We got some things to look for. This is like an if-then statement, And that's the best that we can make of it. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Trade carefully. Protect that capital. That's got to be the #1 rule. Protect that capital. Good night, everybody. Hit that button, Road Dog. Sean? Dang it, Sean. You're supposed to be the producer. You're supposed to be switching me out ever eloquently. What's wrong with you, Sean? I fell asleep, Road Dog. I'm sorry. You started talking about all that bull crap, and it just forced the crap out of me. I don't even know what you're talking about half the time. Sean, I'm not really sure why you're even here. I'm not really either. That calls me Sean.
In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you wish really was part your life.
Good night, John boy.